and which caused the bridge collapse, had no experience in bridge maintenance, and in fact was a electrical a company linked to electronics, selling electronics and all. And when it comes to any firm from Bengal or outside Gujarat, they have all these lists. You have to have a previous work experience and
Okay,
so on,
now
just to award a central
see,
government tender.
then
Why did
this right now the
brothers
focus,
step suddenly
the focus
step
right now is
silently?
Bengal. The focus right now is Bengal, and we'll raise questions. You made your point. There are a few questions here, but Kanchan Gupta ji, has the Prime Minister drawn a distinct difference between a Bharatiya Bengali and a non-Bharatiya Bengali? Every Bangla Bhashi need not be a Bharatiya. Has the Prime Minister very clearly drawn that difference? Just because you speak Bangla doesn't make you a Bharatiya. You're on mute, sir. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, please.
I think that's commonsensical. I mean, every Urdu-speaking person need not be a Bharatiya. Every Tamil-speaking person need not be a Bharatiya, just as every Bengali-speaking person need not be a Bharatiya. So, language and citizenship are two different things. Now, my friend from the Trinamool Congress, very young, very callow, he was talking, waxing eloquent on Bengalis and their plight outside Bengal. I am a Bengali. I have lived nearly all my life outside Bengal, and right now I am speaking to you from a state called Uttar Pradesh. So I have never found any restrictions being imposed on me, whether in terms of language or in terms of what I can eat or what I can wear or where I can go. So this kind of pompous denunciation, I mean, it may sound very nice to Trinamool supporters, but it doesn't really cut ice with the rest of the country. Number one. Number two, if Bengal is indeed a land of milk and honey, as is claimed by the TMC and the Chief Minister, why do so many tens and thousands and millions of people migrate out of West Bengal to put food on their plate? Why? I mean, if you look at numbers, I mean, there is a reversal in migration from states like Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, but there is an increase from West Bengal. So, and this is a question which the West Bengal government should answer, that if it is providing everything, if it is such a nice place to be in, if it is a place of opportunities and booming industry and business and trade, why is it that Bengalis are leaving West Bengal in droves? Why is it that town after town, city after city in West Bengal is now referred to as an old age home? You only have old parents living there. Their young children have migrated. So, instead of answering these basic questions, I mean, she and her followers, they keep on raking up stuff which really is not. It is of no relevance over here. Now, I will give
Right.
you one example. This whole thing of the Prime Minister is not giving us our money. What money? The center does not give out money for a chief minister to rebrand projects and use central funds to float her own publicity. The money which we have been giving out for something like, say, Jal Jeevan Mission, it doesn't carry anything, any promotional photo or slogan of the central government. It is just called Jal Jeevan Mission, and in Bengali it becomes Jal Jeevan Mission. And she insists that no, she is going to rebrand it, put her own mugshot on it, and use central funds to do it. Everybody knows that one of the and they themselves have admitted. Abhishek Banerjee has himself admitted that the distribution of money for Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana that was tainted. That TMC people who were not entitled to those funds, they grabbed that money. Everybody knows 26,000 teachers have lost their jobs and their livelihood because TMC leaders, TMC ministers, TMC politicians, they grabbed money and gave jobs for money. I mean, is the TMC trying to deny this, that this didn't happen? Why isn't the TMC coming out and saying that, well, it happened and this is where the money went? If the minister had so much, if the minister and his mole had so much money stacked in their homes, imagine how much money was passed upstairs.
Well, we don't know about that, but yeah, well,
Yeah,
one can.
no, but
It leaves.
no,
It leaves.
we don't know. What do you mean you don't know?
No,
you know how much money was found in the minister's
we
house?
don't know whether that money was passed up or how much money was passed up.
You mean to say
no,
Mamata
but
Banerjee's-
there is a supposition.
Anand, no, sorry.
The-
there is enough of
Kanchanji,
this
there is a
cover-up which is done by
supposition.
media also.
There is a
This
there is a,
person from whose house money was found, he was Mamata Banerjee's closest, most trusted,
you are
most
fair.
favored,
Sir, I am not saying that.
person.
I'm saying it's a fair assessment or a supposition to make
Are we
that money would have
are
gone
we
up where.
denying-
How much
are we
money would have
denying
gone
that
up
there
where?
is no
You and me cannot
illegal
find out. The
immigration
authorities have to
happening?
find. That's what I was trying to say. I'm not providing cover fire for anybody
No,
here.
no. So, these
the-
these are the tough questions.
Correct.
And
There-
to say
there are-
that
there are
and
tough
to
questions.
Say that the TMC
There are-
is untainted, or the TMC
there are
doesn't-
tough questions
basically
all
what is
around.
being said-
The voter will have to see who's able to answer these tough questions and who's been on the right side of things. That at the end of the day, it's the voter who's got to decide. But Mr. Bhattacharya, I just want to understand from you: is there no cut money and is there no syndicate in Bengal? All is well there.
No, see, I won't, I'm not Pradeep Bhandari, I cannot go on singing anthem about TMC and crying out that everything, is fair with the party, everything is fair. But the thing is, it's just like saying, that when it comes to who has the dirtier hands, so of course you'll find that the BJP's hands are much more darker, much more black. And I understand that when you have the I read senior advisor to the INB ministry, if he comes out with a figure which is completely biased, then I could understand that that what it goes around in the natural content that we find over the net and everywhere. So now, yes, of course, the BJP has been very successful in painting one particular party, or in fact all the opposition in black. Everything that the opposition has done is bad. Accepted. But now the question is, can the senior advisor over here or my very good friend of mine, Mr. Pradeep Bhandari, can they actually refuse that there is any money pending about the state of West Bengal? Why? Number one. Number two, it comes to that whose money
No,
is
there
it?
is
You
no
cannot
money.
stop
There is no
any
money
development
spending.
fund
Okay,
about
let him
that.
come.
no money
Let him come.
spending.
Please.
Don't keep on repeating the same
Let
point.
us
There
please.
is no
See,
money
I
spending.
did not
Let us
stop.
please allow
I did not.
Mr. Kanchan Gupta, Mr.
Not
Kanchan
acceptable.
Gupta,
That's why I'm
I'm
telling
good.
you.
Please
Okay,
correct yourself.
Shubhankar,
Go
one
through.
minute. Shubhankar,
No
1
money
minute. One thing I'd request everybody, please allow everybody else to make their supposition and we'll come back to you for your counter so that everybody's arguments can be heard. Speaking over each other, heckling each other is not going to help. Please, my request. Okay, and I will give everybody their chance. I have got a lot of questions to ask of all of you, but I'm waiting my chance because nobody, let Shubhankar make his point. Yes, go ahead please, Shubhankar.
Anand, thank you very much. At least this channel has that courtesy to consider every panelist to be equal, and thanks for that. And kindly accept my greetings for that. Now, the point I was making over here is, see, the narrative, the double engine ki sarkar. This in itself is a threat to the entire democracy. It is just like saying that wherever we have a government in the state and in the center, there the development will take place, otherwise it is not. And in fact, we have heard the top leaders of BJP coming out with the threats directly. We have seen it in the Karnataka government, Karnataka elections as well, right? What JP Nadda said. And now even Subhendu Adhikari has made it very clear. Jo mere saath, hum unke saath. What do you mean by that? So, see, now the kind of politics that the BJP is doing everywhere, it is quite evident. It is quite, quite, I think they have completely exposed in front of the Bengal government, and that is why. See, Sandesh Khali took place before 24 elections. They have, complained about a lot of things about, they've tried to poach into our party, and they have tried every damn thing that the BJP could have done. But now the question is, that what did you see? The TMC has literally grown up in the vote share. They maintained their vote share. They have again come back to the second best performance in the Lok Sabha as well. And now the question again, the second question is, why do you hate Bengalis? Right? Now, we as a Bengali, I stay in Uttar Pradesh. I tell you what happens in Durga Puja. In Durga Puja, we are only allowed a pit of somewhere around 100 feet to, in fact, I should not say Visarjan, that is not Visarjan, but they just, the LMC over here, they try to dump the idols that we worship for 10 long days. That is the kind of provisions we Bengalis are given over here. The people have cried over here. The people have cried over here that, in fact, the cranes, I can show you, in fact, in the Times of India itself, the cranes have pulled out the idols by the neck.
You'll have to yield now.
By the neck. Yeah. And it is evident, you can go through, everyone has a Google in their hand. Please do a proper search and then see what content is right. Whether Mr. Kanchan Gupta is saying, is coming out with the facts, or Shubhankar is coming with the facts, or Pradeep.
You'll have to yield
and
now.
The second fact, just now Kanchan Gupta ji said, there is no money pending for West Bengal. Please, I request the viewers of this channel, please search it on your own mobile phone. You have the devices. Don't trust the people on any debate panel. Please trust yourself. Go and search on the Google and ask yourself.
So that applies viewers. That applies viewers to every panelist. That applies viewers to every panelist. Before we get Pradeep Bhandari to respond, we just
of course. Same goes for Shubhankar.
Now allow me to speak, please. The point is that if there is money due and it's not been given, there is also a why. So this maybe and therefore the supposition and then conclusion should not be is unfair. There is a reason why, and that reason should know. If you owe the center 100 rupees and if your earning is 50 rupees, the center says you owe me 100 rupees, so I am going to keep 50 rupees, now you owe me 50 rupees. Then you can't turn around, viewers, and tell the center, listen, you owe me 50 rupees, give me that 50 rupees. Forgetting that you owe the center 100 rupees. So there is a basic arithmetic that is there. Beyond that, we can also get into other aspects. The other thing with respect to what is happening in Uttar Pradesh, where you are getting a pond to do Visarjan and it's unfair. Well, in Kolkata, those who wanted to conduct Durga Puja were not even getting permission for pandals. In Bengal itself. So there is a different situation. So that should be, they had to go to the court. One second, sir. It is on document that they had to go to the court and they had to go find recourse. No, please.
I have to rebut.
1 minute. They found
This is wrong.
Let me complete. No, let me complete. Let me complete. No, you have to allow. I did not interrupt you. You have to allow me to complete. I said they went to the courts. Two years they went to the courts to seek recourse for it. Last 2 years there is a bit of a turnaround, but in Bengal, if you have to have problems that the Durga Puja Pandal procession will not get precedence, and a Tazia will get and a festival will get precedence over Durga Puja, then there are questions which were asked, and that's why they had to go to court. And it's a matter of fact that they had to go to court for multiple years. Now let's take this forward. I'm going to park these observations here and let's go across to Pradeep Bhandari. As you answer both Tausif and Shubhankar, let me also tell you, sir, TMC hatao, Bengal bachao, but it is TMC that is also fueling the BJP in Bengal. You have got a former TMC member who is your state president and your face and the champion today. So if it was not for the Trinamool Congress, the BJP would not have an astitwa there in Bengal today. That's also a reality. Please go ahead.
Well, Anandji, this is 2017 when, despite the High Court order, Mamata Banerjee did not allow the Durga Puja Visarjan on the day of Muharram. So the only place where Durga Puja Visarjan was restricted, it was Bengal. Mamata Banerjee has played with Bengali Asmita for her vote bank politics. This is hard fact. Shubhankar will not tell you. Now let me quote on funds, because he is absolutely telling fake news. I will just demonstrate. UPA government, Congress government, when Mamata Banerjee was also part of it, allocated only 58,000 crores to Bengal. We have allocated 2 lakh crores to Bengal. Under Manrega funds, UPA only allocated 14,000 crore to Bengal. We have allocated 54,000 crore to Bengal. Under Prime Minister Gram Sadak Amarut Yojana, UP only allocated 5,000 crore to Bengal. We have allocated 11,000 crore to Bengal. Under Prime Minister Awas Yojana, UP only allocated 4,000 crore to Bengal. We have allocated 30,000 crore to Bengal. There has not been a single scheme, single provision where our allocation is not at least thrice or 4 times more than what it was during the time of Congress, which was supported by Mamata Banerjee. So the only person which has played with the life of Bengal and Bengali Asmita is Mamata Banerjee. Who is Paresh Pal? He has been recently been convicted by the court in anti-Hindu Calcutta, anti-Hindu post-poll violence on the murder of Abhijit Sarkar, Trinamool Congress member. Who is the main accused in Kasbah rape case? It is the Trinamool Congress member. Are the daughters of Bengal not representative of Bengali Asmita, or are they not Bengalis for Mamata Banerjee? Because for her, only her vote bank matters. Only for her, the likes of Sheikh Shahjahan and Bobby Hakim are the representative of Bengali Asmita, or also the daughters of Bengal. That is point number one. So stop lying. Now let me come on to the point. You are telling us of our growth. 1998 is when Trinamool Congress was formed. When did the first government of Trinamool Congress come in Bengal? It took it more than 13 years. In just matter of 10 years, from a single digit vote share party, we have become a 39% vote share party. On the part of Anand, your question, any individual who believes in our ideology can definitely come. That does not mean that their cases will be gone off or nothing will happen. But it is a hard fact. Go to what happened in the case of Vibhishan. Vibhishan had to give off Ravan and came back to Prabhu Sri Ram Sena because he believed in Dharma. So anybody who believes in saving Bengali Asmita and Dharma will definitely be the Bharatiya Janata Party.
But then those who are forever like the Vanar Sena with the Bharatiya Janata Party, they seem to be sidelined and booted out. So that's just a side.
No. They become the presidents and the prime ministers of this country.
Everybody, they not necessarily become the presidents and prime ministers of the country. Currently, they are in political oblivion. 2 or 3 of them who are supposed to be the stars of the BJP, old hands. But the other thing is, Pradeep Bhandari, the prime minister can say everything about the Trinamool Congress, but is the BJP even present in 40,000 booths out of the 1 lakh plus booths after about 10 years of fighting? That's a question of introspection for the BJP.
Yeah.
You cannot fight a war on social media. You can't fight a war giving speeches and making claims. You have to have boots on ground. What happened within those 48 hours in Bengal post the election results and before the next government came in, to the BJP cadre who stood with the BJP not so long ago, you saw, I saw, everybody on this panel saw, the viewers saw. It's a fair criticism on the BJP.
Anandji, in 2015, we were not even a 10% vote share party. In a matter of 5 years, we became a 39% vote share party. A political growth in a state is a continuous process. You make certain mistakes, you make certain places where you are better and strong. That's how a political party grows. And mark my words, 2026 Bengal election will see every Bengali standing up against the appeasement politics of Trinamool Congress, because it is not about BJP versus TMC in 2026. It is about every Bengali protecting the Bengali Asmita and going against Trinamool Congress and Mamata Banerjee.
I'm not taking anybody's side here. Bengali Asmita is important for every Bengali and every Bharatiya. And I'll put that out there. As a political observer, as a citizen and a political party that is trying to make inroads, if the voter is trying to believe in you, then the leaders have to stand with the voters. Leaders who are paradropped and who escape and get out before within 24 hours of the election results coming in or before the election results come in, that if that is going to be the state, or leaders who are parachuted out from other parties who are not core to the ideology and the philosophy of the party, and then they are given leadership, how much of that? I have nothing against Mr. Shubhendu Adhikari or anybody else. I have nothing against anybody. I am asking you as a core party, if that is how you are going to run the party, then where is the core of the BJP in Bengal? Is a fair question for a BJP voter in Bengal to ask.
It is intact. We are going from 40 to 50% vote share party in Bengal. Shamik Bhattacharya, our current Bengal president, has been an old Bharatiya Janata Party hand. He used to win elections as an MLA when the party was hardly present in the state.
All the best to
Shubhendu
Mr.
Adhikari has been adopted by every Karyakarta in Bengal. And and you have Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision, which is taking Bengal forward. Mark my words, Anandji, we are present on more booths than what we were in 2021.
This is. I am only airing
can differ on
feedback.
this.
Yeah, let's agree to disagree on a
Yes.
lot of matters. Mr. Shuvendu Adhikari,
Yes,
has he
yes,
adopted
yeah.
every
It's
core
not like the
original
Trinamool
Bharatiya
Congress where you
Janata
cannot
Party and
disagree.
RSS
Your
Karyakarta
journalists
and
it's
has
not
every
like
core
Trinamool Congress Bengal where
has
journalists are
every core
attacked or
has
are
every
arrested
core.
if you
Sir,
disagree.
the Trinamool Congress may disagree with me and they may not send a representative on the panel. That's their choice. I have nothing against Mamta Didi or the Trinamool Congress personally. I've got nothing for the BJP or Mr. Shuvendu Adhikari personally. I am making this observation that not only the party has to accept the leader has also to accept the whole party as a core, and the voter has to accept that person as a replacement for Didi. Let us not forget this fact. Whatever ails the Trinamool Congress in their policies, is there a leader of the stature of Mamata Banerjee today in the opposition or to challenge her? And that is a very big ask. Yes, tall leaders may also have great faults if they make many mistakes. And Ms. Mamata Banerjee has to look inwards very, very carefully, because her campaign also is in the doldrums if she follows this line of appeasement or perceived appeasement. Shubhankar, yes, Pradeep Bhandari, respond. And then Shubhankar. And then I'll go to Kanchanji and also
Just
Tausi.
5 seconds of point. Just two specific points. Point number one, recall 2017 Uttar Pradesh elections. We won with a landslide. The face was Prime Minister Narendra Modi. That is point number one. Point number two, Shuvendu Adhikari recently defeated Mamata Banerjee in Nandigram despite her entire attempt in staying in Nandigram for more than a month. So we have leaders, our state president is there, every leader and every karyakarta is only working with one vision, that is Bengal has to be taken out from this appeasement politics of Mamata Banerjee. It is not about BJP versus TMC, it is about protecting the Bengali Asmita where BJP is the vehicle
I
of
have only one thing to say, sir. The days of trying to win wars on social media and elections on social media is over. The Bengali voter now wants to see whoever has the intent at their doorstep on ground. In Maharashtra, that election was won because the BJP Karyakarta along with its supporters was there at the doorstep on ground. That's all I am making as an observation, and this is direct feedback from people in Bengal who have fair observers. They are not making any judgment call anybody. It's a reality on ground, and it's on my responsibility to highlight that. Yes, Shubhankar Bhattacharya. Shubhankar, yes, you had a point to make. Go ahead, please. Respond.
Yeah. I won't take much time of yours. First of all, I'd request Anand, please send a cough syrup to my friend Pradeep over there. He has got a lovely voice, but let me tell you, there are two breathless songs I have heard wonderfully. The one comes from Shankar Mahadevan and another from Pradeep Bhandari ji. I'd never hear a single strain of breath over there. So, but when it comes to facts, let me tell him.
When you speak,
he said a
my
lot
dear
about
friend,
Pradeep, don't talk
PM allocate PM allocated so much of fund for this. PM allocated so much.
Don't compliment too early, Shubhankar, because
allocated.
You may just not find a voice very, very soon because they may just outspeak you. So be careful there. But yeah, go ahead, please. On a lighter note, just carry on.
Okay, accepted. Yeah. That also is accepted. I'm a very accepting person, man. So I accept it all. Anyways, see. He said a lot about the fund, that so much fund has been allocated, so much fund was allocated for Manrega, so much for this, so much for that. Allocated, but not paid. Now, let me tell you, there was an Amphan storm over there in West Bengal in somewhere in 2021 itself, while the COVID was already there. I think 2020 itself. When PM went over there and he even travelled with Mamata Banerjee together, and he announced a fund of about 1,000 crores for the storm affected areas. You'll be surprised that on 2022 he had to be reminded twice about that particular fund, that still it has completely not been paid. So yes, of course it was paid in 2022. So it took 2 years to fulfill that particular, when the I think that the storm was already down. Anyways, now when it comes to Anand, your point where you said that the pujas in West Bengal were stalled. No, It didn't happen like that.
I
Number one,
corrected
please
myself
check
and I
your
said
data
puja
again.
processions.
Nobody,
No,
not
I
even
corrected.
Mamata Banerjee
I
can
corrected,
ever
I
dare
corrected.
to stop
I
Durga Puja in
I
West Bengal.
corrected and I
So,
corrected and I said it was puja processions. The
An-
other thing is, sir, that the puja,
Exact.
all the puja pandals
So,
had
Anand, let
had
me
to
no,
pay
no,
a
let me
certain
complete.
had
Anand,
to
it's
pay
a-
had
They
to
have
pay a
done
certain
scam in
level
even
of cut
Amphan.
money and a certain
Anand,
amount
if
to
you
the
don't want to be
syndicate for
interrupted,
contribution.
Even in
kindly
Amphan.
don't interrupt.
Go ahead.
Even in Amphan.
Anand, you don't want to interrupt it. Let me.
No, go ahead.
Please don't interrupt me as well.
Go ahead.
Let me finish my point. Number one, that was one about the Damdam Puja that you are talking about. The puja at the Damdam area, right? That was there. I accept. And which led to, they went to the High Court and all. I understand that. We can come about it. We had a lot of debate over that
Okay.
as well. Now, the second one which you talk about is about there was a puja at a particular ghat, which they had.
Okay, we are getting into the minutiae here.
converted the
I don't
entire
have the time to get into the minutiae, but the
So-
overall
so
aspect
that
of the
was there,
perception. No, the
but-
perception, sir, the perception, and also like I've got ground feedback about the BJP, I've also ground feedback about
So,
the Trinamool Congress,
Anand,
and
there
what
is
they
one
said,
last-
what they told,
one- one
what they
basic point that
told,
comes out of
what
it.
they told, what they
Anand,
told
Anand, what
many
it comes out of
families
it-
in Kolkata knocking on their door and saying, they will go after the elections, we will be here. If you want to survive, you know what to do at the elections. This was brazen intimidation that happened on ground. So this Danda Tantra has been used just like the left by the Trinamool Congress also. And a lot of the victories which you claim happened
they have done it
no,
wrong.
had even
Anand,
Panchayat,
let me
1 minute sir,
specify.
Panchayat elections, women
they have done
candidates,
it wrong. They have done it wrong.
women candidates on camera intimidated. From Mahato to so many, Trilochan Mahato downwards, how many political murders and how many convictions that have happened? Give me that data, sir. It's not happened. Kanchan
Come
Gupta
on.
ji.
No,
No,
no.
I got
Anand,
four.
Anand,
I got 3 more
let's
minutes.
talk
No,
about the
Kanchan. No, 1
NCRB
minute. One,
report.
Shubhankar, I got to be a little more this one. Well, please, I have to stop you. Kanchan Gupta ji.
Well, Anand, very quickly, I don't think media should really be pontificating on how a political party should run its affairs. I'm not going to comment on the BJP or the BJP's internal matters. That is not my job. So, but neither do I think it is your place to say who should join the party and who shouldn't join the party. And when you talk of feedback on a lighter note, since you are allowing lighter note, on a lighter note, I hope the feedback is not from your Bengali channel. I will just leave it at that. The, the whole thing is getting very. The whole attack seems to be very Goebbelsian. You keep on repeating, center has not given money, center has not given money. Now, that is not how it works. The chief minister has also served as a minister at the center. And she knows very well that central monies are released not in one go, but in tranches. And for every tranche, you have to submit the expenditure account of the previous tranche. Now, the West Bengal government refuses to provide the accounts or the manner in which the money was spent for the first tranche or the second tranche, and yet, but they want the next tranche. And as I said, even the West Bengal government acknowledges, at least the nephew does, I don't know about the aunt, that there was corruption in the distribution of money for PM Awas Yojana. And there was, and also it was made very abundantly clear to Mamata Banerjee that you will get central funds for central schemes. They are non-denominational, they are bipartisan, but you cannot take the funds and float your own scheme to promote yourself. Now, she is not willing to do that. And the center, of course, will not do what she wants to do. Every other chief minister if they are taking the central money, they implement central projects.
Right.
So the last point which I wanted to make, this whole thing that tall leader of stature, West Bengal has seen several leaders of stature, and they have fallen like ninepins when the moment has arrived for the people to rise and throw them out of office. We shouldn't forget that the CPM-led Left Front
Right.
was in office for 33 years.
We shouldn't also
And yet
forget.
they were demolished. They were wiped.
We shouldn't also forget that from 7 to 77 and after that falling down from 18 to how much in the Lok Sabha
it's
elections for the
possible.
BJP.
No, that is possible. Again, Anand, you want to trap me into.
No, I don't want to trap anybody. I don't want to trap. I don't want to
That
trap
is what you are
anybody.
trying.
No, but there
I'm
should
not
not
going
be
to do
this
that,
attitude.
sorry.
There should not be this attitude that a particular political party or its leaders and the way it functions can be above rebuke or above question. If questions can be asked of Mamata Banerjee and the Trinamool Congress, then questions should be asked
Well,
of the
for you
BJP
to ask these questions. I'm not going to ask those
clearly.
questions.
So then when you are saying that tall leaders can fall, that applies to all political parties.
Of course, yes.
And
if
fortunes
it
can
applies
change. That applies to all political parties.
So if it
And if
applies
a
to all
party
parties, then it applies
no,
to
a
TMC
party
also.
correct, and a party that believes that it wanted to go from strength to strength, it should have demonstrated
but
that strength between
Anand,
22 to 24.
Anand,
It didn't.
not-
Does it recalibrate in 26? We'll have to wait and watch because, sir, you are going to
listen,
challenge a
Anand,
lioness
no,
in her
please,
bastion.
Anand, I think,
There has
I
to
think
be
we are
more
moving
than
sides.
just the captain batting for it. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to end on that note. I've run out of time. Tausif, I'll make it up to you the next time we connect. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Now, shifting focus, CNN News 18 has accessed the petition filed by Justice Yashwant Varma in the Supreme Court, seeking to quash an inquiry report linking him to the charred cash found in his residence. Justice Varma has denied misconduct ahead of potential impeachment and challenged the report of the three-member in-house panel, calling it unsustainable. This comes as the impeachment process now heads to Parliament. But this is what Justice Varma has argued. He says only Parliament can remove a judge, not Supreme Court. CJI can't recommend removal without due process. In-house procedure cannot override judicial tenure. Judiciary cannot assume legislative powers. Recommendation for removal violates constitution. No formal complaint filed, procedure invalid. Judicial overreach undermines public trust. The Chief Justice's letter to Prime Minister, President is unconstitutional. Top court making report public led to a media trial. The CJI cannot be arbiter of fellow judges' removal. However, the findings of the in-house panel have been damning. The panel concluded that material including burnt sacks of notes was surreptitiously moved out of the room which was part of the outhouse exactly a day after much of the money was burnt in a mysterious fire. According to the Supreme Court panel, removing burnt notes was akin to destruction of crucial evidence, so that no links could be established with the judge. The panel report even says the court staff at the judge's home may be involved in the destruction of the evidence. Moreover, as per report, the judge during the course of the investigation had reportedly claimed that the outhouse room was not locked, but the committee has found that the room was kept locked and it was only after the fire that the lock was broken to allow firefighters to enter the room. Now, Union Law Minister Arjun Ram Meghwal and Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju have said the impeachment move has been initiated by members of Parliament exercising their constitutional privilege. He added that the opposition's support for the motion reflects a collective stand against corruption.
सरकार का कुछ भी लेना देना नहीं है. इसमें संविधान ने सांसदों को ये ताकत दी है कि आप अगर संसद सदस्य चाहें तो कि कोई जज ठीक काम नहीं कर रहा है या भ्रष्ट आचरण में लिप्त है या उसका हटना जरूरी है देश हित में, तो संसद सदस्य 100 या 100 से अधिक तो लोकसभा के में प्रस्ताव लावें, स्पीकर साहब को नोटिस दें. राज्यसभा में 50 या 50 से अधिक सदस्य हस्ताक्षर करके चेयरमैन साहब को नोटिस दें. तो ये तो सांसदों का विषय है, सरकार का इसमें कोई विषय ही नहीं है. सांसद और स्पीकर, सांसद और चेयरमैन राज्यसभा.
पर ये तैयारी तो चल रही है कहीं ना कहीं कि इनके खिलाफ कोई मोशन लाना है.
सांसद तैयारी कर रहे हैं अपनी, सांसद अपनी तैयारी कर रहे हैं.
तो आपके कहने का मतलब है कि मोशन भी जो लाएंगे वो सांसद ही लाएंगे, कोई मंत्री नहीं लाएंगे.
सांसद ही उनको स्पीकर साहब को वो देंगे. ये हमने हस्ताक्षर करके दिए हैं, आप ये कार्रवाई करो.
Corruption in judiciary is extremely sensitive and a serious matter because judiciary is where people get justice. If there is corruption in judiciary, it is a serious concern for everybody. That is why Justice Yashwant Varma's case for motion of removal is to be signed by all the political parties. For that, I have already coordinated. I have spoken to all the senior leaders of different political parties. I will also get in touch with some of the single MP parties because I don't want to leave out any member. So it becomes, a unified stand of the Parliament of India. Yes, I'm happy that they understood the things as it should be, because no party can be seen to be standing with a corrupt judge or protecting a corrupt judge.
So the matter is far from over, but this plea in the Supreme Court, is this a last-ditch effort to evade impeachment? Is there merit to Justice Varma's claims, and will the Supreme Court entertain the plea? Ashutosh Srivastava, lawyer Supreme Court, and Sumit Chandra, lawyer Supreme Court with us. My namaste, Jai Hind. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for your patience. Sumit Chandra ji, let's start with you. Where is your thought on this, opinion on this?
Is the question to me?
Yeah, Sumit Chandra ji, yes.
Yes. See, I mean, we need to look at 2-3 facts. Very clearly, Justice Yashwant Varma's case, there is a preliminary inquiry that has been done. That inquiry is, in fact, a fact-finding inquiry. It's not a formal inquiry under the law or as provided under Article 124 of the Constitution of India. Now, what happens in a fact-finding inquiry or a procedure is that the person is not given a chance to, there is no examination of witnesses, there is no cross-examination, the statements are to be recorded in a certain manner. There's an entire procedural formal inquiry which has been articulated under Article 124 of the Constitution of India. Anand, what has happened so far is just a preliminary report as per the in-house procedure drawn by the Supreme Court Full Court Resolution of 1999. So, yet just on the basis of a preliminary report, I think now what has happened is everybody has assumed, or in fact gone into the fact, discussions are on whether already he has been termed as guilty. A lot of channels I see are already calling him guilty, but the question still remains. The formal inquiry is yet to be conducted. The preliminary fact-finding report cannot be termed as an inquiry report as provision under Article 124(5) of the Constitution of India.
Ashutosh Srivastava?
See, I would like to say that, judiciary is the most important and integral part of any constitution. And any such serious allegation of corruption charges against a judge is absolutely a very serious issue. And I think, the committee was rightly formed and under the guidance of, Justice Khanna. And accordingly, the report has been submitted. And the report has suggested for the impeachment of the judge. However, I do understand that even the judge will have his own rights to, go to the Supreme Court, which he has opted and has filed the writ petition challenging the committee's report. That is his right. But at the same time, if we see, under Article 218 of the Constitution, which talks about the removal or the impeachment of the High Court judge, the due procedures have been followed. Even though when Justice Varma is making allegations that he has not been taken into the loop while the investigation was going on, and even his side should have been taken up. See, these are certain issues that the Supreme Court will look into in the writ petition filed by Justice Varma. That is one part of it. But at the same time, as we know that the monsoon session of the parliament is going to start on 21st of July. And this motion, I think, will be, moved by the government. And that will depend on, as we know that the rule says that 2/3 of the majority of the members present should vote. And once it is passed by both the houses of the parliament, then the president is the last authority to sanction it for the impeachment. But it now, if the Supreme Court grants him any relief meanwhile, then it may be delayed or whatever. But I think the chances are very remote, for him to get any such relief from the Supreme Court. But obviously, it will be the wisdom of the Supreme Court to decide on the merits of the case and the grounds on which this writ petition has been filed by Justice Varma has to be considered by the Supreme Court, whether it has got any merits or not to be considered. So I think now when the matter comes up to the Supreme Court for further hearing, it will depend as to what kind of the orders the Supreme Court feels to be in the interest of the people at large and also in the interest of justice.
No, but here is
Which
here is the thing, Sumit ji, and I'll come to you, Ashutosh, on the same. The fact is, it's a Supreme Court-led panel that made these observations and has made these recommendations. So if he goes back to the same Supreme Court, then who presides on this question? The second part is, the government is saying the MPs will decide. So who's going to move this motion for impeachment in Parliament for everyone to consider?
See, if I go by the 99 full court, in fact, it was 15 December 1999, a Supreme Court, by way of a full court resolution, devised an in-house procedure in such cases. Now, what was decided was that no formal inquiry would be taking place in such cases, but it will be in the nature of a fact-finding inquiry. And if it comes up during the fact-finding report that a case is made out, then the Supreme Court will refer it back to the Parliament, because it is only the Parliament under Article 124 of the Constitution of India which provides and has the power to impeach a High Court judge. The removal of a High Court judge cannot be done by the Supreme Court. It has to be done by the Parliament. Now, when we say Parliament, it means 2/3 majority of both the houses of the Parliament. It's not a particular minister who has a power or so.
No, it's about who moves the motion. I'm asking you, this is about Ghanti kaun bandega? Who will make, because then everybody else, who will be? So will this be an independent member of the upper house, some person who's seen to be a president nominee and but not belonging to any political party as such? Because all political parties would want to eventually say, oh, this matter came, we voted, but we were not the one who proposed it.
Right,
so that's one point. The other question is that if this panel has not heard Justice Varma as he's claiming, who will hear Justice Varma? And can this fact-finding committee find facts without hearing Justice Varma?
No, Anand, answering your first question first. After the report of the Supreme Court, the preliminary report which has come out in the nature of a fact-finding inquiry, will now be submitted to the Parliament. When I say Parliament, obviously it goes through the Law Ministry. The Parliament has its own procedures. The report will now be taken up. The report will now be taken up by the Parliament itself and discussed it in both the houses of the Parliament. Of course, it has to be presented and will be presented through the due process, because the
so the Parliamentary Affairs Minister himself will have to move it, or the Law Minister will have to move it?
Or the Law Minister, one of the two will move it. Yes, it has to be formally moved, otherwise it doesn't come up in the House. But the basis of it will be the preliminary report of the Supreme Court. The second question that you ask is, finally, how it is going to be decided whether he'll be given any further opportunity. Now, when the Parliament is in session and the Parliament decides that yes, the discussions take place, the debate takes place on this issue, the panel can also discuss, in fact, they should call for the statement of Justice Varma. Justice Varma can also be called to appear and discuss this in the Parliament, give his side of the story. He must have already given his written side of the story representation before the Supreme Court Preliminary Inquiry Committee as well. However, in case required, that opportunity will be given to him in the Parliament if he so desires, which is his right under Article 124 of the Constitution.
Right. Ashutosh, you have because he has claimed that the fact-finding committee has not spoken with him, or he has not been given a chance to argue his case.
Yes, see, he has raised certain concerns under the provisions of the Judges Inquiry Act 1968. He makes submissions in the Supreme Court that the procedures of the Judges Inquiry Act 1968 has not been followed properly. And based on that technical grounds, he should be given certain sorts of, relief. But see, at the same time, when it has been recommended by the committee, that the motion should be moved for his impeachment in the Parliament. Now, it is the Parliament which has to move the motion on the further recommendations of the Speaker, and based on that, it will be moved. And as we know that two-thirds of the majority of the members present should support this motion, and then only then it will be moved further in the Rajya Sabha, and accordingly the same procedure will be followed. And then the president will be the final authority to sign on that impeachment if it happens in that direction. Now, as you rightly asked, that what happens when the same Supreme Court committee which was formed
Right.
has recommended for his impeachment, and he has approached the same Supreme Court, then what would be the outcome of the same? So my answer to that would be that if he has got any concrete grounds that there has been certain lapses by the committee and he has not been considered at
Right.
all, to have his own submissions
Right.
while this investigation was going on and this report was under formation.
Right.
So, based on these technical grounds, if the Supreme Court
Where
is
the simple
convinced,
technicality for me, I don't understand all of this, is the fact that that cash was moved. Had it not
yes,
been moved, had it lied there would have been a different case altogether. The fact that it was moved points to some aji-baji. That's where it stands. Thank you, gentlemen. I've run out of time. We'll see how it all pans out when the monsoon session of Parliament gets underway. Thank you for watching. Namaste.
Presented by This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
और आज उसकी सफलता पूरी दुनिया देख रही है। साथियों, बिहार के पास न सामर्थ्य की कमी है और न ही संसाधन की। आज बिहार के संसाधन बिहार की प्रगति का माध्यम बन रहे हैं। आप देखिए, एनडीए सरकार के प्रयासों के बाद से ही मखाना की कीमतें कितनी बढ़ी हैं, क्योंकि हमने यहाँ के मखाना किसानों को बड़े बाजार से जोड़ा। हम मखाना बोर्ड का गठन कर रहे हैं। यहाँ केला, लीची, मरचा चावल, कटारनी चावल, जर्दालू आम, मगही पान, अभी ऐसे कितने ही उत्पाद और हैं जो बिहार के किसानों को, बिहार के युवाओं को दुनिया भर के मार्केट से जोड़ेंगे। भाइयों बहनों, किसानों के उत्पाद और उनकी आय को बढ़ाना हमारी प्राथमिकता है। पीएम किसान सम्मान निधि योजना के तहत अब तक करीब 3.5 लाख करोड़ रुपया किसानों को दिए गए हैं। यहां अकेले मोतीहारी में ही 5 लाख से ज्यादा किसानों को 1,500 करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा मिले हैं। साथियों, न हम नारों तक अटकते हैं, न हम वादों तक सिमटते हैं, हम तो काम करके दिखाते हैं। जब हम कहते हैं कि हम पिछड़ों, अति पिछड़ों के लिए निरंतर काम कर रहे हैं, तो ये हमारी नीतियों में भी, निर्णयों में भी नजर आता है। एनडीए सरकार का तो मिशन ही है हर पिछड़े को प्राथमिकता, हर पिछड़े को प्राथमिकता, चाहे पिछड़ा क्षेत्र हो या पिछड़ा वर्ग हो, हमारी सरकार की वो पहली प्राथमिकता है। दशकों तक हमारे देश में 110 से ज्यादा जिलों को पिछड़ा कहकर छोड़ दिया गया था। वो जाने, उनका नसीब जाने, ये हाल कर दिया था। हमने इन जिलों को प्राथमिकता दी, पिछड़े जिले के बजाय उन्हें आकांक्षी जिला बनाकर इनका विकास किया, यानी पिछड़े को प्राथमिकता। हमारे देश के सीमावर्ती गांवों को भी आखिरी गांव कहकर छोड़ दिया गया था। हमने इन आखिरी कहे जाने वाले गांवों को, वहां के विकास को प्राथमिकता दी और हमने नाम ही, व्याख्या ही बदल दी। वो आखिरी नहीं, वो देश का पहला गांव है, यानी पिछड़े को प्राथमिकता। दशकों तक हमारा ओबीसी समाज ओबीसी कमीशन को संवैधानिक दर्जा दिए जा